What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Kuya P. So of course, it's the Adobro, the Babinka boy, the leader of the Hala Hala homies in the Cinna Gang of the ShoPowSho. I'm super excited to bringing you all another ShoPowSho today. Today I'm excited to have a pair of a Tita and a Kuya, a pair of amazing Filipinos that
Oh,
started
thank
about
you.
the same time that I started ShoPowSho, and they've been just doing amazing work. They actually make me feel like I'm not doing enough because they're just like all over the place. They have this amazing book, which is what we'll be spotlighting today. I just want to shout out what they're doing and just how important it is because I have so many friends that are affected and have families that are affected by autism. And they're with Autism Filipinas, and we'll be talking about Bayani and the ABCs of Me, this amazing new book dropping this April from Tita Redner Salonga and Irene Batario, and of course, Kuya. We're going to bring them on right now. There you go. Hey, how are you guys? Thank you for your time today. How did this book come to be with Tita and Kuya? You guys are so busy doing kind of like the same things that I do, but also you have like your daytime gigs, but just giving back to the community, which is just so important. How did you find time and why Bayani and the ABCs of Me?
Just because we have the passion, because this is our field, and we have the passion to do this, to help the people out in the community, especially
Yeah.
the Filipinos.
I think it was timing too, because we're very involved with the Filipino community, as you know, and we would have conversations, and we would have Filipino families that are kind of lost. They didn't know like where to find resources, what to do, and then we did research, and we found that there was a need for fellow Filipinos to find that community of families who also may have autistic children or disabled children. So we opened that
Mhm.
conversation, and me and Tita were like, we need to do something
I
for our
think,
people.
yeah, I think it's about time for us to do something.
Yeah,
It's about time.
yeah,
We've been doing this, and then, it is time for us to do something.
yeah.
Yeah, so.
Absolutely wonderful.
Mhm.
Yes. And you've created such an amazing platform with your work on YouTube, Facebook. And so now to introduce this into that, to help reach a wider audience, which is going to do, is so beautiful and so amazing. So you decided to do it. Have you ever written a book before? Have you ever commissioned an artist before? What was that like getting, so like, okay, we're going to do it. And now what's step one?
Step one was, I don't know.
I think we're just like having
We
fun.
were just having fun, and then I think I brought up the idea. I was like, Tita, we should probably do something. We want to do something to give back. And then, thinking about the book, we did research, and there
Yeah.
was, if you look a Google search and you do anything, there's like one book in the Philippines. I think it's called Doobie Doo Ask, and it was written by a family who wrote about their teen son, like the experience. But there was nothing that we found like children's book related to autistic Filipino. So we were like, let's make it happen. Let's open that, because it's going to open a conversation to these families and be able, we're very big on like outreach and community.
Yeah.
So this opens an opportunity to provide that.
And that's why we created Bayani. Bayani is like a Filipino kid that
Yeah.
that's an autistic, and we wrote this. We are representing whatever on his brain.
Yeah.
Yes, this is
And I think it's important for people to know that through this process, we listen to autistic voices. So we got feedback from autistic people. We throughout the process, we were always listening, wanted to be receptive, because just like, what was your experience like growing up? And we got messages like, I wish we had books like this growing up, because there was nothing there. I mean, if you look in media now, Filipinos are just, slowly we're getting more and more traction and more, coverage, and our voices are represented more. But it's time for autistic Filipinos to be represented too.
we actually become the voice
Yeah,
of this kid,
yeah,
so they know what's going on in their head, in their mind.
yeah,
We are the voice.
yeah.
Definitely. An amazing job. I had the pleasure, thanks to you guys, to allow me to have an early copy to read digitally. And
Mhm.
it's just such a wonderful piece of work. I'm curious, there was one, because it's the ABCs, when you were putting it together, trying to figure out each word to be each letter of the alphabet. And I'm sure the one that I was curious was X, and you chose, if you don't mind, you use xylophone, because what words are we going to use for X? And so wonderful job with you choose that, and for music, because we're very musically inclined. But
Uh-huh.
can you talk about, again, yes, the process, maybe choosing some of the letters, and then also putting the Filipino elements that you did
Yeah.
in there, and I
Uh-huh.
love that. And finding the amazing artists that you chose in Arlie Pagaduan.
Yes,
Yes.
Arlie is an amazing artist. We connected with her because actually, my cousin, she is an author in the Philippines, and I was like, "Do you know some artists that we can support in the Philippines?" And she recommended Arlie, and Arlie's been great. She's very her. I think what really aligned us and Arlie is her mission is to create art that sparks joy and that
Mm-hmm.
she also gives back to
Yeah.
the community. So we wanted to make sure that our mission was aligned and that was something that aligned. But as far as the letters, I think Tita was like she picked some of
Was
those.
X difficult?
I thought
It was quick for
I
us.
think that one was
Actually, it
quick.
was quick for
It
us
was the
because
process was actually pretty quick.
yeah, it's a process. It's very quick for us. We're just exchanging emails,
Yeah.
and that's it after we're done.
Yeah, we were
Because
surprised
yeah,
at how fast
because it's because we've been doing this for 30 years. For both of us, experience
in
30 years
education,
through
yeah.
education, so we already knows what the letter
Yeah.
symbolizes through them. So that's why it is. That's why it's easy for us.
Yeah.
So it's a process. So you know that what it takes us a long time. It's the process of picking what the color of Bayani shirt.
Oh yeah,
Oh
that
yeah.
like
That
Yeah.
is longer.
yeah, and Arlie had a lot of good feedback. Like she did her research and she was like, I know that autistic individuals they like calming colors, so she made sure that the book was
Mhm.
very calming colors, wasn't too bright and vibrant. But a lot of the words we picked, we came from again from perspective from an autistic person. So a lot of times they may have vocalizations or things like that, or even like the Z, sleepy, like and
Sleepy,
you weren't
yeah.
just thinking of things that kids would find cute, but we definitely wanted to have the Filipino elements. That was a big part because again, our big thing was representing an autistic Filipino. So all
Mhm.
those elements was all in our head when we were
The
trying to
Lola,
position.
the Lola,
Yeah.
the Lolo, the Manupo, everything,
Hmm.
everything, because we are so, both of us so passionate with our
Hmm.
culture. We want to be out there. So we try to incorporate everything. And if you can see, all the resources that we have is from the Philippines.
Yeah.
Even the publisher
Yeah.
is from the
Yeah, we
Philippines.
initially we have our publisher in the Philippines, Pinagpala Publishing, and they're awesome. And also like when we were thinking about the book, we also wanted again, we're trying to educate not just Filipinos. So even like
Yeah,
I told Tita, my old school professor, she helped
yeah.
my old English professor helped me look at the book, and she was like it's great and also just think of the perspective. So like we tried to talk about what manapo mean, what lola means, so that if you were not Filipino, you're still gonna get the gist of the story,
Mhm.
and it's gonna be relatable in that way.
Absolutely wonderful. I want to tell you that you guys succeeded. From my perspective, you succeeded.
Thank you.
I truly appreciate and speaking for on behalf of my friends that have autistic kids and deal with that, I really love that you common colors, just all these fine elements that are so
Mhm.
important and so meaningful. And for the people that deal with that, they will know that. And you made that authentic. So just kudos there. And then obviously as a proud Filipino, but also, like you just said, you want to make it accessible to non-Filipinos. I love you made it definitely my Filipino heart is filled with love, but you also made it very accessible to everyone. So just again, bravo on this all. I think it'll be a very educational experience for people and a very loved experience for people in the families that this
Mhm.
is meant for. Just bravo, Tita and Kuya. I feel
Thank
I
you.
feel like I need to step up with the work I'm doing because y'all are killing it.
Yeah.
For because you have experience in this and you guys are the perfect, I feel the perfect people to do a book like this in its respects. What for you with your work and now with this book and then hopefully other projects? Because you got me now wanting to see more from you guys. So like, I just want to tell you that right now. What do you think is some of the most important things you have come across through your work and with autism, and that you want to tell other families that have these situations that are dealing with that outside of this book and beyond?
I think for our culture is that I can say is that um the challenge is having like an autistic like a kid, and you have a mom and the grandma and the lola.
Mhm.
You know, the lola will treat differently than the mom. You know, I
Mhm.
think it's because of the love of lola that they will do everything
For the
for their
grandkids.
grandchildren, which sometimes in our point of view as in a behavior standpoint is you cannot do that. You know, we have some rules to
Mhm.
follow. I think that's the hardest part of our job in
It's
the
just
cultural
in general too.
in general.
Consistency
Yeah.
within within services that you provide for the families. I think that's one of
Mhm.
the things that advice we get, and we give a lot. You know, we a lot of people ask us for advice, but obviously we're like
Mhm, you cannot
we
do
can't
that.
give you clinical guidelines because that's separate from this. But we want to know that I think the biggest takeaway from the book and in general for Filipinos family is that there's resources out there, and we want to provide the help with through Autism Familia, provide those resources for you and guide you like in the right direction and find that community. So we're hoping, you know, that book connects us to more families and that we're able to help more. And like you said, with like the book sales, we always try, and everything that we do, we try to give back to the community in some way.
Absolutely beautiful delight. I'm so just so loving of this project. And thank you, Tita Irene, Kuya Red, coming through to talk about this and for this work, because it's going to mean so much for our community. And anybody that's doing for our community, you know, I gotta show love. And amazing guys. Thank you for your time. Let me remind everybody, Bayani and the ABCs of Me dropping from Tita and Kuya will be this April. April is Autism Month, Autism
Yep.
Awareness Month as well.
We got a
So
date too,
please,
April 12th. April
April
12th.
12th.
It'll be available on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and some local retailers. And we're working on in the process of working it to get it out to more
Mhm.
people, more families, more children. So we're excited.
Can we share one thing something from a boy from the
Oh,
Philippines?
sure.
Go
Yeah.
ahead to share it. Like, you know, it touches
It
really
really
our
touched
life.
Irene.
I,
Tita was in tears, but basically this was mom was sharing that this is the first book where the kid shared that this is the first time he felt like he said Bayani is me.
Bayani is me. When you read it, oh, that's me. And it's just like, ah,
I'm an
this is,
empath. You must be an empath too, Tita. I
Yes.
would have cried instantly.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because that's what we want people to see. That's why when we were thinking of the name too, you know, Bayani means hero.
of course.
So, you know, it's all about sharing that there's a hero inside, you know, all of us.
Definitely. Well, you all are Bayanis right now because of this project. Congratulations. And again, thank you on behalf of the community for what you're doing with this. I'm already like I said, I already want more. So you got work to do. We need more. Uh,
Kuya P is putting us to work.
but this is absolutely beautiful. And again, yes, thank you so much for this. April 11th, y'all.
12,
Make
12,
sure
12.
12th, April
Yes,
12th. I will have all the links to Tita and Kuya in the
yes,
description
yes.
below. So just go there, follow, subscribe, do all the things, and order your book. And then I will also hopefully have Tita and Kuya come back so we can talk about Tita
That's
and
right.
Kuya and how this all got started in their podcast and all that as well.
The other side of Tita and Kuya.
Definitely. I want to know all the
Yes.
things. Tita Irene, Kuya Red, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Maraming salamat, Kuya P. Thank
This
you.
is such a pleasure. Everybody, Bayani and the ABCs of Me, go get it. April 12th, Tita and Kuya.
Copy.
I'm Kuya
Thank
P. Salamat, mahal kita. Sige.
Take
Ah,
care.
thank
Thank you.
you.
There you go. There's a Now we're recording. All right,
Uh,
we're in business now. We're in
We're
business.
in
Yay!
business. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna bring us in and we'll get into the conversation. Here we go. In a 1, 2, 3.